taste it. You know, I've actually eaten ballots, you understand? I've eaten frog, I've eaten snake, I've eaten also crocodile lynchon. I ate that one in Cebu, you understand? And also, yeah, snake, crocodile lynchon, frog, and also what's up guys, and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Kanochine the Praise. In this video I'm gonna be highlighting my top best Filipino food, which I've actually tasted and I find it very delicious. So I just want you to know that not all food which that might be very delicious to me might actually be delicious to you, but I'm just talking based from my own experience and my own viewpoint and how I feel the food really tastes to me. So I might actually call some food that you might not really like it, and you might just say, wow, it's really yucky, it's not really cool as a foreigner, how does it taste and stuff like that. But to me, I really find it very delicious, and I find it quite one of my favorite delicious food in the Philippines. Before I continue, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also you have been watching my video for quite a while and you have forgotten to subscribe, please consider subscribing and turn on your notification bell so that you can be able to get future video even as I upload. And finally, don't forget to comment on what you think about this video. So without further ado, let's get back to the video. My favorite food here in the Philippines is chicken mang inasal. Chicken mang inasal, it was actually the first food which I tested here in the Philippines. When I dropped down from the airport, the guy who was supposed to pick me asked me if I was hungry, and I was asking him, like, what type of food do we have? Are they serving here in the Philippines for foreigners? And he said he called chicken mang inasal. I don't really know what that means, but when we went to the restaurant and I tried the food, initially I've not really tasted food that has sugar inside it. Chicken, sorry, the chicken was mixed with sugar when I tried to taste it. But when they brought the oil and the plain rice and I mixed everything together, and the combination was quite very delicious. Like, I ate almost like 4 to 5 or 6 cups of rice because I was very hungry, and also the food tastes very nice. Secondly is pancit. I'm not saying like pancit canton. I'm talking about like the pancit, the small tiny stuff that they usually serve during a Filipino birthday, or maybe if you go for a birthday or ceremony. They serve it because they say it gives long life and prosperity. So a friend of mine invited me for a Filipino birthday, and I saw all the food. I saw pork, I saw chicken, adobo, I saw everything. So he just said, please try this pancit. And I was like very skeptical because I don't really know how it's gonna taste, and I don't want to taste it and I feel like the food doesn't taste very nice, and the guy might actually feel very embarrassed. But when I tried it, whoa, man, this food was very delicious. Like, I would say, like, wherever I go to, and maybe like a ceremony or birthday or maybe like an event, I usually ask them, do you have pancit? If they don't have pancit, I feel a little bit, I can't really eat, because I can finish almost like 1 full pack of pancit. Like, it really tastes very like, it's actually one of the most favorite food. Like, if wherever I go to, if they don't have it there, I don't really think maybe I might be able to eat in the restaurant. There's a food they call Guan. I don't know if I pronounce it very well. It's actually one of the food I just recently discovered. I traveled to Sigeho, and they were having like a ceremony, you understand? So I saw like something that looks like, it's really kind of bizarre, like it looks yucky, it doesn't really taste very well. So I just said, okay, let me just try this. And when I tried it, man, the food tastes, it's more of like, it's like if you're drinking, it's more of like a pulutan is more of like if you're drinking, like you have like a pepper soup, something to digest the drink, so it's more of like a pulutan here in the Philippines. So I tried testing that stuff. The ingredients, it has to do with we have intestine, like we have goat intestine, we have like chicken intestine, like mixed and with chili and vinegar and soy sauce, like a kind of like a combination like that. But really, when you actually look at the food, it doesn't really look very colorful to the eyes. But when you try tasting it, though to some people it might not really look delicious, but to me, when I tried testing it, man, the food tastes very nice. Like, my friend, whenever we went to eat, or maybe sometimes we have some occasion, I just ask, do you have a ginugoan like that? It really tastes very nice. Like, it's actually, let me say, one of my favorite food, and it's just a food I just recently discovered. Fourthly, it's like my favorite, like one of the food I usually eat regularly if I'm going along the street, or maybe if I'm outside, or maybe I'm just like hanging around with my friend. That's actually one of the favorite food. It's not like, I would say it's not a food, It's more of like street food, and they are like we have the fish ball, we have the chicken intestine, we have the chicken head, we have the fish, like the food they sell on the streets, like with the people who push the stuff. Like I usually like I used to ask myself, like, I mean, when you're coming back from school, I see Filipino, they just cluster at the street food area. Like you just see them, I mean, like you see that they're like buying and I was like, man, like, I mean, why would they cluster, try to buy? You see them queuing and things like that. So I was coming from school, I mean, some time ago, and I just felt, oh, my friend, we're just coming from school, and just said, Praise, try this. I tasted the fish bowl first, and I was like, man, this food is actually very, very, I mean, delicious. I was thinking that tasting some food like in Asia, like if you're coming from a different culture and you're in the Philippines, or maybe you travel to a different country, when they bring some certain food, you find it very, very difficult to eat because of the food culture barrier, you understand. But interestingly, when I tried tasting the fish bowl, man, this food is fucking very delicious. Like, it's really very sweet and delicious. And I tried the chicken intestine, I tried the pig blood, I tried the chicken head, I tried the chicken feet, and all this food really tastes very, very, very nice. But I won't say foreigners might like it very, very well, because majority of my friends, when I taste some Filipino food, like, the first thing that comes to me is, man, Praise, you eat all kinds of food. Like, Praise, you chop all food. Like, they're trying to tell me that, Praise, you eat all types of food. Like, they even call me like Black Filipino, because every food that Filipinos like to eat, that foreigners don't like, I've tried eating it. So I would just say, those are actually was my favorite food. That's if I'm going out, or maybe I'm hanging around with friends outside, I usually like to taste the food. And actually, among the whole stuff, is my favorite is the chicken feet and the chicken intestine. That's actually one of my favorite street food. We have chicken curry. Chicken curry, I would just say it's like my favorite food. I would just say it's why I really like the food is because in my country we have food that actually have a similarity. So the tastes actually really taste like it's called a chicken stew. You understand? So it has the same distinct taste with the food back in my country. So I won't say it's actually one of my favorite, but normally if I go to a restaurant, that's the first food I actually call. I just go into, do you have pansy? Do you have chicken curry? Like, basically that's the food I actually call. So I eat that food majority of the time if maybe I'm outside. And also I eat a chicken cadereta. Chicken cadereta and chicken curry have almost like the same procedure, and kind of the same taste in a way, but not really the same taste, but in a way it has the same taste. So those are actually the top food, which I really love here in the Philippines, and I taste, and it really tastes very, very nice. Let me just highlight majority of the food I've eaten in the Philippines that I would say they're not my favorite, but I just try to taste it. I've actually eaten balots, you understand. I've eaten frog, I've eaten snake, I've eaten also crocodile lechon. I ate that one in Cebu, you understand. And also, yeah, snake, crocodile lechon, frog, and also snail. Also, we also eat snail in my country also. I mean, just recently I also ate snail. So those are like the mini malays. I would say that those are like the food which I've really eaten in the Philippines, that I won't say it's my favorite, but it tastes very, very nice. And also the food which also I really like to taste, that is not really my favorite, but sometimes I'm being forced to eat it, is ballots. Like, I eat ballots on several occasions, like ballot. Like, I can finish like 3 or 4 ballots, 5, 6. I can't even count how many times I've actually eaten ballots here in the Philippines. I won't say it's my favorite, but I'm actually being forced to eat that. So generally, that's it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys really learned something from this. But before I go, please consider subscribing, and also don't forget to to turn on your notification bell so that you can be able to get future video even as I upload. And finally, don't forget to comment on what you think about this video. So without no further ado, I want you guys to take good care of yourself, and wishing you guys a very, very blessed day. Ingat!